Hello student, I am going to explain chapter 13 sound of class 8. Sound is a form of energy that enables us to hear. Even it plays an important role in our life. Every day we come across many types of sound. It can be a warning of danger or simply an enjoyable experience. Like when the sound is very high, then it should be danger for us, or when we are hearing the music, that is enjoyable experience. Each sound is special to the object which produces it. So due to this, we can distinguish different types of sound. In this chapter, we shall discuss how do we hear, how does sound reaches us, why some people cannot hear. So sound is producing by a vibrating body. What happens when you beat a table or a drum? It produces sound. So when you beat a table or a drum, it produces sound. If we touch the table or drum, we feel that it is vibrating. Thus, sound is produced because of vibration of an object. And in other words, a vibrating object produces sound. Now, to observe the vibration of a vibrating body, one activity I have taken that we can take a prong, tuning fork, that you can say a rubber band, china dish with water. Take a tuning fork and bang on one of its prong against a hard rubber block. We observe that it is vibrating and we can hear the sound also. Vibration you can see in the water that is kept in china dish. Waves are produced on the surface of water. The prong is vibrating, tuning fork produces sound, and waves are produced on the surface of water. So we can say that all vibrating bodies produced sound. Different musical instruments are producing sound due to vibration in the instrument. You can see dholak and guitar. In both cases, they are producing sound due to the vibration. Stringed instruments such as violin have a series of stressed strings which vibrate when they are plucked or stroked. And wind instrument like flute also producing sound. So when the air is blowing through the flute, it producing sound. Now come to the next, that is sound produced to make a musical instrument called jal tarang. So some balls of the same size, water or pencil we will take. Fill the first ball almost completely with water. The water level in the second should be a little lower than the first ball. Continue lowering the level of the water in each successive ball. And now gently strike the edge of each ball with a stick. We observe that all the ball having the different sound, and the water in the ball vibrates when we strike the edge of the ball, making sound waves. Now sound produced by human. Have you ever put your hand on your throat while speaking loudly or singing a song on whispering something? If not, do so. You feel vibration over there. So a human being produces sound because of vibration of voice box. And the voice box is also known as larynx. Larynx is situated at the upper end of windpipe. There are two stretch membrane or vocal cords attached in larynx with a narrow slit between them. When air passes through these stretch membrane, they vibrate, and vibrating vocal cords produces different types of sound with different combination of stretching. Now come to the next topic, that is sounds needs a medium to propagate. We know that traveling of sound is called propagation of sound, and sound can travel through different media like solid, liquid and gas, but it cannot propagate in the absence of a media or in a vacuum. You see the picture? One girl is producing sound with a rod, in the iron rod, and another one can hear due to the vibration. So here the solids transferring the sound from one place to another. Now to show that the sound can travel through air but not through vacuum, we have to do one activity. See here, we have taken a jar, electric bell is inside the big glass jar and vacuum pump. So hang an electric bulb inside a jar connected to a vacuum pump. Switch on the bell, we can hear a sound. But now switch on the vacuum pump to take out the air from the jar. What we feel? We can hear sound little bit feeble on the removing air from the jar, and finally the sound is not heard at all. And the sound of bell inside jar is heard. Now this experiment shows that sound can travel through air or gases but not through vacuum. Now we hear sound through our ears. We hear through our ears. Our external ear called pinna shapes like a funnel. Due to its unique shape, sound waves are concentrated once they enter external ear. And the sound waves reach the eardrum or tympanum through a 2 to 3 centimeter long passage called ear canal. And the eardrum is like a stretched membrane which vibrates when sound waves strike it. From eardrum, sound waves reach inner ear through middle ear, and in the middle there are 3 small interconnected bones, namely hammer, anvil and stirrup. The inner part of ear has a coiled tube called cochlea. Its one end is connected to the auditory nerves which go to brain. Cochlea is filled with a liquid containing nerve cells sensitive to sound. So from inner ear, sound waves are sent to the brain via auditory nerves. The brain interrupts these signals and we hear the sound, and the working of eardrum we can understood through this. Now amplitude, time period and frequency of vibrations. So vibrations are defined as the to and fro motion of an object. This type of motion is also called oscillatory motion. So in oscillatory motion there is a to and fro motion. So first I am going to explain amplitude. It is defined as the maximum distance of the vibrating object from its mean position, and it is denoted by A. And in SI it is measured in meter. So when the amplitude is greater, the sound will be louder, and when the amplitude is less, then sound will be also less. Now come to the next, that is frequency. So the number of vibration or oscillation per second is called frequency. So frequency is equals to number of oscillation or vibration divided by time, and it expressed in hertz, that is Hz. It is denoted by F or V. So if an object oscillates or vibrates 400 times in 1 second, then its frequency will be 400 Hz. Now sounds with frequency between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz are audible. Means we can hear the sound when the frequency is in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. But sounds with frequency below 20 Hz is called infrasonic, and above 20,000 Hz is called ultrasonic, and both are in inaudible range, means we cannot able to hear. Now come to the next, that is time period. The time required to produce one complete oscillation is called time period, and it is measured in second, and it is denoted by T. Formula of time period is time by number of oscillation or vibration. In other words also we can say time period is equals to 1 by frequency. This is a reciprocal of each other. Both are reciprocal of each other. Now characteristic of sound. We can hear different types of sound due to some fundamental characteristic. First is loudness. So loudness of sound is proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration producing the sound. It is measured in decibel unit, that is dB. Now shrillness or pitch, it indicates how high or low a sound is. Sound with greater frequency is shriller, and with lower frequency is less shrill. Now come to the next, that is the quality. Quality of a sound enables us to differentiate between the sound of a guitar and that of a piano. Now this is the last topic, that is noise pollution. So loud and excessive sound is unbearable to our ears and is called noise, and this creates noise pollution. It can create many types of health problems such as insomnia, like insomnia is lack of sleeping, hypertension, loss of hearing, anxiety, fatigue, etc. So how we can prevent from noise pollution? So measure to limit noise pollution is TV or radio should be played at low volume, minimum use of vehicle horns, noisy operation should be conducted away from residential area, and plantation of trees along the roadside and around buildings. Why? Because tree absorbs sound. So this is all about this chapter. Thank you.